boss world. My money makes money. I got this from Dr. Boyce Watkins. He has a channel. It's called The 3 Pillars of Wealth: entrepreneurship, investments, and real estate. So I was really thinking about what he said, and it had me just thinking. My mind was just turning about what he said. The 3 pillars of wealth. Because when you start a business and you have it going and it's doing, primarily well, you can pass that down to your children. You can pass that down to your family. The 3 pillars of wealth, right? Wealth. Because when I think about rich is kind of present, right? Kind of present. But when we talk about wealth, we're talking about lineage. Then we're talking about investment, the 2nd pillar of wealth, right? I'm just going to do this in the order that he said. Investments, the 2nd pillar of wealth, because when I make investments, I'm not going to just all of a sudden going to figure out when I'm going to die, cash out all my investments, and then spend the money. No, I'm going to continue to invest and live off the interest, and then in my will and also in my trust. That's what we have to get to. People, we have to get our stuff in trust, because if you don't understand, when you make a will, if the will is unclear, if there's some errors in your will, your family can take your will and go to court and fight over it. They call it going through probate, fighting over the will in court. So if you put it in a trust, it's clear. There's clear lines in the trust. Whoever you dictate and how they get it, they're going to get it in the directions and the way that the trust set forth, that you set forth within your trust. Investments, okay? Whether it be property, index funds, ETFs, individual stocks, you can leave that to whoever you want. Generational wealth, okay? Generational wealth being passed down through investments. 3rd, real estate. As I spoke about investment, because you can also have investments in real estate that you're receiving royalties from, but you may not own the property outright. But your home is real estate. The land that your home is on is real estate. You can pass that down to your children or to your family, or you deem, and you leave that house to. So let's go over it again. Entrepreneurship. There's plenty of business that you can start that can start to generate plenty of money. Like, you can start a business doing mobile notary, right? But you actually somehow get a brick and mortar, and you have maybe employees, and then you train your children inside that business, and they begin to be mobile notaries. But it's your business, right? That's probably not a good example. Or you start a cell phone business, or you branch off a franchise, or you're saying natural products, or you make up natural food products. Whatever industry, whatever sector, whatever business you want to start, even if your kids don't want to participate, you should still train them in that business, because you just never know that one day might wake up like, you know what? Mom and dad had a great idea. Let's just work for the business, because the business is worth $2.5 million. Want $2.5 million, 10% of that, blah, 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 whatever. I'm making $150,000 a year or $250,000 a year. Those are just arbitrary numbers, guys. Don't key on to them. But my point is, you can leave a business to your kids and begin to start generational wealth. And if you're not thinking about entrepreneurship, but maybe you should, because I don't feel that entrepreneurship bone in my body, because a lot of people are like, hey, I don't want to work for nobody. I don't want to do this. I don't want the stress. I just want to do my own business. And now I'm going to give you, owning your own business, you should have pride and honor in that, okay? You take ownership of that. But not everybody has that entrepreneurship spirit. Right now, I'm teetering. I really don't have it, but I really should do this. So it just depends on you, okay? But just know that's something that once you get it off the ground and it's running really good, that's something you can actually leave your kids and relatives. Investments. Hey, you should be investing every month. I came out with a video, and you can check out that video right here. Invest $150 a month or $5 a day, okay? And you're thinking $5 a day, you know you spend more than $5 a day. You know you spend more than $5 a day. I mean, Monday through Friday, $5 a day is $25. For 7 days, it's $35, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, right? $35 in the entire week. So $5 a day is really not a lot of money, because I know that you spend more than $150 in a month on this frivolous things, right? Maybe it'd be coffee, random socks that you really didn't want to buy, but you thought they were funny, a weird shirt. I don't know, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Things that you really don't need, but you want. And then last but not least, real estate. I don't really need to preach or teach how important real estate is. Just know that land doesn't grow anymore. I don't know if land has ever grown, but land doesn't grow. Okay? The land that we have in America is the land that we have. You either buy it, okay, or you selling it, or you need to acquire some. But here's the thing, once you acquire it, I thought about this, and this is off topic. Excuse me, this is off topic. I told somebody in America you really don't own land unless your family for 100 years ago bought land and they passed it down. And somebody said, well, I got 2 acres out here. I said, well, you don't really own it. They said, well, I do own my land. It's all paid off. The bank doesn't own. I said, that's not what I'm talking about. I said, you pay property tax, right? He said, yeah. I said, if you don't pay your property tax, will they take your land? Eventually, people, they will. So do you really own your land? Because if your family passed out land generationally 100 so odd years ago, before property tax was even thought of, and they say, well, if you don't pay your property tax, we're going to come and take your home. But it's my property. Because I have property, I have to pay property tax. Is anybody with me? That's what I want you to understand about something. Do you pay property tax on your car? Maybe it's another word like registration. In order to drive your car on roads in the United States, you have to have registration. That could be a property tax, right? You have to be registered in a state that said it's okay for you to drive throughout America. Just as well, you have to pay property tax on a house that you bought and you paid off the entire bank. You have the title of your home, right? You have the deed of your home, but you still have to pay the government property tax because he said, well, you're hooked into the sewer, you're hooked into the electrical grid. Okay, you said, well, you know what? What if I detach the sewer? What if I detach and live off the grid as far as your home is concerned? They said, well, you're still using city roads. You're like, well, I pay state or federal tax. Federal tax takes care of what interstates or highways. I forgot which one is actually, no, that's by state. So I know there's some great lines in here. I'm all over the place about the 3 pillars of money, but it just kind of makes me think about how really you don't own your home because if you don't pay property tax. And some of you say, well, you pay property tax for schools and police departments and fire departments to help you out in case you need that. And I got that. But let's just cut that off. I'm not worried about the actual money that the property tax goes into. I'm just thinking if you never pay property tax, then they can come and take your home. I'm off of it. I'm back on the 3 pillars of wealth. So the last one is real estate, and I think that real estate is very important. In my lifetime, I've owned 3 houses, and it's nothing like having your own. And one day, I know my son don't even watch my videos. He talking about old head over there talking about money. He in college, so he's young. His mind is everywhere. But hopefully, I'm gonna leave my son some land and also a house. And I think that should be one of the goals on your bucket list for everyone, to leave something to your kids, whatever it may be. You invest in them now and you want to live a good life for yourself. You're like, I've been working for my kids for years and years and years, but you actually also, in the time of your untimely demise, leave them something to boost their family, and you teach them with those morals and ethics and values to keep passing down wealth throughout the family lineage. This is Ross World, the 3 pillars of wealth: entrepreneurship, investments, and real estate. I want you to go over and check out Dr. Boyce Watkins' channel. I'm not affiliated, I'm not associated. He probably don't even know my channel exists. But the point is, sometimes he makes some really good points, and I like when people talk about money. I'm out.